A very warm good morning to you. Welcome to AM News. Khaya,
talking about succession, this can be a complex process, especially in the kingdoms. Generally, what is known is that the king will select some elders who will go to another royal house and go and negotiate lobola. That princess or the future wife is expected to be the one who is going to give birth to an heir. Afterwards, the king can choose more wives, what we call kunene, to the great house, until we got to Ichiba. Now, the problem arises when some of these wives or the great house does not have a son. But to take us further on this problem is Dr. Mdende, who is going to explain how this complex process of appointing who is going to be a selector is usually done.
A marriage in African culture is a union between two families. It is not the king who chooses who is going to be his heir. It is the royal family. A king can have a polygamous marriage, that is the great wife, the right-hand wife, ukunene, the ikadi from the great wife, ikadi from ukunene, and Ichiba, those 5 houses. If there is no son in the great house, then the culture says that people must go to ikadi of the great house. If there's no one there, the royal family decides which one should be the heir to the king. So, and it also happens that the king, according to their culture, who is the right person to this, then the great house will choose. That is the point.
And now tell me, if there's no son altogether, can the brother to the king take over?
Again, it is the right of the royal family. When in all those 5 houses, which is impossible, there is no son, then the royal family decides which one should be should take the place of the king.
Yeah. What we have at the moment is the issue of Thembu, where there is some opposition or misunderstanding about this process. Who should be the rightful successor? Can we expect that there will be stability in the Thembu kingdom in the near future or soon?
There will be stability, because the question of succession with Thembu kingship is not a problem, because Khayalethu Dalinyebo, who is the mother of Azenathi. Yes, that Khayalethu was married the official way. And we must understand that the king's home, they sent Onozaguzagu, the people, to Namakwe to pay lobola for Khayalethu. And those people who were selected by the royal council, not by the individual, now they were coming from different areas. For instance, it was Chief Dalakuba Joyi, it was Chief Zwelengaba from Tofimvaba, and it was also Chief Nganeni. So those 3 chiefs were not from Bumbane only, they were scattered. So that means they informed their own people in their own jurisdictions. That means all the Thembu clan, they knew that the king now is going to be married to a Thembu girl from Kudeni. You must understand that Thembu from Kudeni are also from kingship. And Khayalethu was introduced to the ancestors of the Thembu girls of the Thembu clan. That is why even during the marriage, where there were buses, everybody knew that the king is going to be married now. The proper rituals were performed. She went to the kraal with the other girls, and the ritual, what we call a certificate in my tradition, the ritual of Ukukiswamasi was performed for no college. And Inkomo Yempotulo was slaughtered for no college. So she is the rightful wife, and her son is the rightful heir.
Before moving to the next question, in Eastern Pondoland, we have a sort of a similar situation where there are 3 claimants to the kingdom.
I don't want to argue on that, because these are different circumstances. The one of Pondoland and this one.
Yeah, because my next question is this: why do we see a rise in these disputes over who should succeed or who is the rightful chief?
No. With the question of the Thembu people,
Yeah.
there is no opposition, because if people are honest, because the son to King Zwelibanzi is the one who should take over from him.
Yeah, as I say, just talking generally, not specifically about Thembu, you have in different areas or other areas, more especially in the rural areas, where there's a dispute about a chief, or are people looking for power, or is it the question of incentive of money?
We must understand, I want to be honest now, is that because people know that the kings are paid more than $1 million, everybody wants to be in that base. Otherwise, if you follow the customary law, it should be the one who is chosen by the royal family. And in this particular case of Thembu, the son to Zwelibanzi is the one who should be the heir. And her mother was married the traditional way. So there is no problem there.
Well, those are the views of Dr. Mdende, but I'm sure other people, groups or intellectuals have got different views. That will continue even after the ruling by the Constitutional Court on the Thembu king. And we will always be ready to take those debates. And now it's back to the studio.